What is one deal breaker for you other than like what we talked about, like health and fitness wise? Like what's like one deal breaker for you?
Oh man. Like I said, my issue is that the longer I talked about this on a podcast with Stu from WTF Gym Talk, actually. He asked so many good questions about like trying to, be a business owner and why were you single for so long? So it's like I feel like we hammered this so much, but it would be the people that would make negative comments in the gym or about like how much I love the gym. A lot of stuff with, like I said, just when you're in your 20s, most people do. They love going to the bars, they love drinking. So that was always kind of something where it's like, hey, like every once in a while, that's fine, but like this isn't where I'm trying to spend my time anymore. This isn't the thing I'm trying to do. I think a big one relationship I had in college was like, I would get so furious inside where it'd be like, fucking eating healthy, like I'm doing all this stuff, and this guy just ordered a pizza, like, and again, like who now, in retrospect, a decade plus later, it's like, oh, if the man wants to have pizza, he can have pizza. Like that's not my place to be mad or not my place to be offended. But it was really like indirect anger of I was mad because I wanted the pizza, but here I am, trying to make adult choices and be in alignment with how I want to look and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
How intimidating that would be to date a nutrition and fitness coach that's what they do for a living. And therefore, meeting people and be like, oh, you look really fit. I bet you eat really healthy. And, early on in dating situations, trying to navigate, oh, where do you want to eat? Whataburger. No. That's no, even with you and me, right? It's like you used to give me so much freaking shit. You tolerated a lot of bullshit from me, as a friend, because I'd just be like, bro, you really eating this in my house right now? Like, come on. I feel like there were a lot and the bar was set really high, which again, that's not a bad thing. I had just gotten really clear on, okay, I've tried going out on dates or I've tried spending time with people that are completely different in how they want to eat and exercise. And that's not what I want. Like 10 years compounded over time, I had figured out, nope, I really just want to date somebody that's pretty much exactly like me, that, has very similar, habits around nutrition and fitness and all that stuff. And thankfully, God bless it, the wait was worth it. And I did actually find that person. But I did, I went through a lot of years where I was really struggling just with being lonely and almost getting into relationships with people that I didn't need to be or I was spending time with. Again, relationships in air quotes with people that I knew they weren't the person I was going to be with long term, or I knew that it wasn't as good of a fit as maybe it could be. But if you have the alternative of being sad and lonely for years and years and years on end versus like, yeah, okay, like I would, sleep around with or go on dates or do stuff, spend time with people that I knew they weren't my long-term people. But sometimes it's better than the alternative of feeling hopeless. Or also, it's like I went through a long phase where it was like, what's wrong with me? Like, why, all these people on Instagram are getting engaged, getting married, having kids, and I can't even like find somebody to date. What's wrong with me? And it wasn't what's wrong with me. It's like when I moved to California and I get off the airplane and everybody has the same exact hairstyle that I'm very into and everybody's dressing the way that I'm into and all the men look a kind of way. And I'm like, oh, I found my people. So, it wasn't anything wrong with me. I just also I wasn't going to find...
Yeah.
Texas wasn't it, then there's nothing wrong with Texas, but it's like, I love California dudes. And, those are all the things and hobbies and things that I'm into. So go figure that I would find, my significant other here. But those 10 years gave me a lot of time to do the self-work that I needed to be so that I could be awesome in this relationship. And like I said, it's like, if I hadn't had those 10 years, Charlie and I's relationship would probably look a lot different, may not have worked out. But we struggled for a hot minute there. What would be your deal breaker?
Probably like financial health. I don't think I could date someone who didn't have their shit together, like finance. I mean, again, like you don't have to have a net worth of 6-7 figures, but man, if you got like hella debt or like you just got problems with finances or you just have no concept of financial like literacy, I can't do with it because I want to go and do stuff. I want to go do fun stuff, and yeah, I mean, I work hard and I try to save my money as best as possible and budget for stuff, and I want to be able to do stuff, you know. So, and if you're like, I can't do it because I've got this like mountain of debt, and then of course, like people have like debt, right, from schools and stuff like that. But if you're like handling it like responsibly, that's a little different than just like, that was that Project Pat song, like should have paid your light bill, you bought an outfit. Like if you on that level, like I can't with you. Like I can't with you. So
Yeah, no, that's it. I didn't even think about that, but you're 100% right. So many people, it's wild to me because, like I said, like I am so grateful for my parents' present day that they paid for me to go through college. And that was an agreement they had with all the kids of like, yo, if you go get, your bachelor's, it's paid for. You're not going to have debt in that way. Like we want you to be set up for success. What happens after that? Like, you're on your own. But at the time in college, I didn't realize what a big deal that is. And also just, we talk about this all the time where it's like, how did our parents put us through college? Like,
yeah,
I know now I know what my tuition costs. I know what my parents were making. Like, how did they make this work? Right. But so many people do. So many people have student loans. So many people have massive, big stuff with car loans and, especially if you bought a house and stuff and you've got a mortgage. So that's a big
you
deal.
can have those. I'm cool with people having those things and debts, but like you got to be handling it. Like you can't be sitting there like, I'm on the verge of bankruptcy. And like, I know bad stuff happens and people don't expect it, but like, to me, that's a deal breaker. So
Is there anything on the like nutrition and fitness end that would be a deal breaker?
I don't care if a person is like, trains all like does all the stuff that I do or whatever, but you can't be like, I just don't want the whole like, oh, we're gonna like drink wine and watch The Bachelorette and like snack on chips on the couch like all the time. There's a time and place for that. Like I definitely love like, Netflix and chilling, you know what I'm saying? But but like
actually watching Netflix or other activities.
but like we can't
Dear
be
God, I hope your mom's not listening to this.
we can't be doing that all the time, man. Like I'm not here for it. So, I like to share things with people. So, with jujitsu or whatever, like I'll share it with you and you can join. But if you're not into anything healthy, then that's not gonna work for sure.
Well, Alex, this episode was bomb. I love this.
Yeah. Thanks everybody for listening. Peace.
Peace.